Hello. It's Brendan and I'm at my house. I'm just chilling by the pond at the moment. This is my large pond. It's been in for about 2 years now. I think it's been about 2 years. But yeah, we got some cool livestock in here. We've got heaps of native fish. We've got a big turtle who loves to eat the goldfish. She's too slow for the native fish, but the goldfish are too slow for her, so she loves to eat goldfish. She's our only turtle that eats goldfish. She's big and boisterous, and she is never satisfied, so she eats and eats and eats and eats. But this is my little bridge here, and I use that to get over here to my green wall section. That green wall is yet to happen, but this green wall is looking nice and lush at the moment. So you got these big beautiful elephant ears. These are planted right in the water, so they're pulling out nutrients from the pond, keeping the pond nice and clear. Whoa, I just about fell. Look at that. Got my foot right there, and yeah, that was almost a tragedy. But yeah, we've got some big beautiful silver perch in there. They are probably my favorite fish at the moment. You can see them there, they're big. And if I really wanted to, I could probably eat them, but I think they're more of pets than they are of livestock to eat. But yeah, so that's Flash. She's our biggest turtle. She's a real fungus. She'll eat and eat and eat. Look, she'll even go for my finger if she's given the chance. Ow! She actually got me. Didn't hurt that much, it was just a fright, but she'll try and eat your fingers if you're not careful. But yeah, this is my little waterfall area. I've only got one of the pumps going at the moment, so some of the spillways aren't really flowing as much as I would like them to, but just trying to save power at the moment. But I love this time of evening because the light comes in and hits the beautiful foliage. But we've got a huge amount of diversity here. I love ferns. I'm from New Zealand, so I love my ferns. These are like little rabbit's foot ferns. You can see that's how they grow. And then we've got like a little calathea in here. I'm surprised that's still living actually, because I don't actually water this spot very often. I'm surprised the ferns are actually doing so well here, but I've got this little upper pooling section here, and essentially my biological filters are up here. Those are called biofills. I've got 2 of them here, and then they cascade down over some nice rocks. I've got beautiful baby's tears and moss, and you can see I love my natural timber. But at the moment we've got this beautiful native plant flowering. This is actually a native Australian plant, and I think it's very beautiful. Got some lovely flowers on there, and that's just planted straight in the water. You can see that's the water, its roots are in the water. And then I love all the aquatic marginal plants that I get in through here. Look at Flash, she's like, where's my food? She's about 18 now, I believe. She was 17 when we got her from her previous family. Touch the moss, okay. I do enjoy touching moss, so I'll happily touch the moss. You got these elephant ears, they're gigantic. They're bigger than my head. Massive. And these are just pulling nutrients out of the pond. Like I said, all the aquatic plants are planted directly into the water. So yeah, I've built up this little bit of a burn here with natural timber and plants and everything. You can see I've had some plants kind of die off. I haven't been the best with watering this season, but still we've got heaps of nice green foliage at the moment, so you can't always win. Sometimes plants will die. But then I'm coming through here. Please don't comment on the fake grass. I don't like fake grass either. But at one stage I had all the turtles roaming through here and they were scraping up their little bellies, and I just felt bad, so I said, I'm going to make you a nice little area. What's that other light green carpet next to the pond? Well, yeah, that's what I'm describing right this moment. It's fake turf. I don't promote fake turf. I don't love it. But like I was saying, the turtles were roaming from this pond to that pond for a long time. But I've now realised we keep them separated. They don't actually get along with each other, which is really unfortunate. But essentially all this turf, this artificial grass, was just so the turtles could navigate from pond to pond without having to scrape themselves on the concrete. But overall, not a huge fan, but it is what it is. I don't mind it. My dog likes to pee on it. That's a problem because it stinks. So overall, not great, but it serves its purpose. Anyway, this is my front pond. This is the first pond I built. So this is a little pond. A pond like this, I don't know how much I would probably cost this these days. I'd probably say around 15, roughly, at the cheapest. I mean, plus plants, but we're at about 500 deep here. We've got a skimmer, got a biofalls, got a nice little stream section. It's like a little upper pooling section kind of thing with a little waterfall in through there. I could probably cut back some of these cannas, but once they're done flowering, of course, because these flowers are really beautiful. So I don't want to cut off all these lovely flowers before they've had the chance to bloom, but some of these I could cut back. But how interesting is that? You could see there's been a caterpillar and he or she has been there and started chewing and then moved on, started chewing, moved on, and created this kind of cool pattern. And you can see it on all of the leaves actually. So it must be an interesting feeding behavior of a certain type of caterpillar or larvae species of whatever insect. I thought that was kind of cool. But in here we've got another turtle. Her name is Tuddles. I've got 5 turtles at the moment, all female except for one, and his name is Hansel. But in here we've got Tuddles. We've also got probably a dozen to half a dozen native crimson spotted rainbow fish. So I'll actually see if I can flip you upside down. You might need to turn your phone over, but I'll take you underwater and hopefully it doesn't pause straight away, but have a look. There's Tuddles. But yeah, that's Tuddles and the Murray rainbow fish. Anyway, so that's the front pond. This is the first pond I built, and I was really lucky. I've got these big massive landscape boulders that were already here, and I just dug the hole, lined it, rocked it out, and then chucked a bunch of plants in there. But nice little log here for the turtle to bask on. She's a bit shy. She was kept in a very small enclosure for a long time, and then she was in the big pond for a while, but now she's liking it in here. It's a little small pond for her. She's got a number of caves in there, so she feels nice and safe. But yeah, so essentially that's my small pond, and then as we make our way through here, move to the big pond. And then one day when we move, this will actually become a small pond, because the pond that I build will be a lot bigger than this. But you can see Leo loves to take a drink. He loves to drink from the pond. He loves pond water. He does not like indoor water, but he loves to drink the pond water. Hello. So essentially, yeah, that's my pond. My brother built me this nice decking that cantilevers over. Send me a kiss. No, sir, I will not send you a kiss. But I will send you, oh, hello. And how are you going? But anyway, I just thought I would do a post about about my ponds, because I don't often post my ponds, but I think they're looking pretty nice at the moment. But yeah, anyway, I'll see if I can get Flash to come and say hello without her eating my toes. There she is. So Flash is a short-necked River Murray turtle, and she's about 17 to 18 years old, and this is her pond. She's the boss, so unfortunately no other turtles can be in the pond with Flash. She's a big bully. Oh! She goes for fingers. Don't you bite me, please. Hey! She loves going for fingers. But we love her, and she loves to eat. And she's big. I mean, look at her. She's ginormous. But yeah. Anyway, there she goes. And then she'll circle back around and try and nibble my toes underwater. But she's had her food for today. I'm getting my feet out of the water now because she'll nibble my little toes. But she is a character, to say the least. My feet are protected. I don't know where she is, but she is coming. And that's Leo, obviously. Some of you may know Leo. He's a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, and he's 11 years old. Hope everyone can hear me out there. Ugh. But yeah. So yeah, I've got some pretty cool projects coming up in the future that I'm looking forward to. One of them being a friend of mine's pond, just a small pond, but still really nice. We'll get some cool waterfalls, we'll get some native fish in there, and then hopefully by the end of February we might have another large job located up in the hills here, and that will be a full-on frog habitat, like a fish breeding pond, and essentially like a bit of a swim pond as well. But I'll show you underwater real quick. Just turn your phone upside down, and then here we go. Yep. Yep, she'll phone if given the chance. You're welcome, very much welcome. I love to share my pond and my journey with you guys. Anyway, how are your turtles getting along? Are they still fighting? Well, essentially, all of my turtles are now separated. There's no turtles together except for two, and they've had a history together and they seem to get on just fine. But it's really unfortunate actually, because I know a number of people here in SA have kept turtles with no aggression problems, no issues whatsoever with the health of turtles. And I know a person who's got close to 3 dozen turtles in a small pond, smaller than this, shallower than this, not as clean as this, but somehow he can keep 30 turtles in that pond with zero aggression. And that just blows me away. I cannot actually believe that. But yeah, so essentially turtles are all good, but none of them are together, so they're not buddies. Didn't you take a turtle to a vet? Yes, I took a turtle to the vet. I took a lot of turtles to the vet actually. It's been a very expensive, traumatic endeavour, but we're on the winning path now, so we're hoping to win, and hopefully not spend anywhere near as much money as I did in 2024 as 2025 on the turtles, but we'll see, fingers crossed. Anyway, so So yeah, unless anyone's got any more questions, I think I'll sign out. But I always say that and then more questions come in, so maybe I'll just say, questions, hit me with some questions. But beautiful, look at these beautiful elephant ears. Aren't they just lovely? And they're so hydrophobic. You have to see the hydrophobic nature of them. I love this about the elephant ears. It's like impossible for this leaf to get wet. Like, it's so strange. But the funny thing is, they can't get wet, but they actually drip water out of their pores. And for the longest time, I was finding like water droplets here. And I was like, where the heck are these water droplets coming from? And it wasn't until I take a closer look at the elephant ears do I see that they've got like little driplets off them. So they actually like expel water for whatever reason. I'm sure that helps them with their regulation. But here we've got one, and these are all little aphids, and then the ants are actually eating the aphids. So if I turn this over, you can see it's actually a bit of an infestation of aphids. And then look at the ants. They travel all the way up the stem, all the way down to the base of the plant. They must have a little nest somewhere, but it's like they're farming aphids. The aphids actually secrete like a sweet substance that they get from eating this leaf, and then the ants will come and eat the excrements of the aphids. What's with the massive shade cloth roofing? Is it to keep the birds out? No, sorry ants, become fish food. Well, maybe not. They're actually surprisingly good at holding on underwater. No, it's to provide shade. So essentially I've got a massive shade cloth all the way over the pond, and it was so that I could create a more of a tropical feel, more tropical garden, more ferns and stuff like that. Obviously you can't have ferns out in full sun in South Australia. It just doesn't work like that. So by having the shade cloth up, I'm able to have heaps of ferns and more tropical plants like cannas and staghorns, and I can have more mosses and liverwort, and just more shade tolerant plants. I did have a nice beautiful tree here, tree fern, but that sadly passed away. Didn't water it enough, I think, perhaps, or maybe it was just in too much shock once I planted it. But yeah, you can see the shade cloth continues all the way around here. And then this is more of a light coloured one. You can see I need to adhere it back to the house there, but this is a lighter one, so it lets in more sun, because this is primarily more natives. It goes from, like you can see here, more shade cloth. This is kind of where the ferns end, and that's kind of where the shade cloth changes into the shade cloth that lets more light in, because we've got more natives in here. Like we've got our woolly bushes, we've got some correas, we've got some like melaleucas or bottle brush species. But then, yeah, we've got some woolly bushes around. But yeah, even some tropical stuff in through here, like with the elephant ears and the ferns. But they've got a bit of coverage from the foliage here. But yeah. Anyway. But yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this pond when we eventually move. Like, do I keep the pond and just allow someone to rent here, but then they'll have to deal with the pond, or do I just rip out the pond and just put like grass back here or something? Because I don't know, does the average person want to look after a system like this? I don't know. It's kind of if you were to buy or rent here, I suppose it would be an interesting ordeal having a massive pond in the backyard to deal with. Hello Nana, my beautiful Nana has arrived and alive. I'm just doing a walkthrough of my pond at the moment. You can see this lovely deck. That's what Jacob made for me. But yeah, I was just doing a nice walkthrough through the pond. Just asking people if they would rent in a property that had something like this. or whether it would just be too much trouble. I'm not sure. That turtle wants my toes. But yeah, you could see some of my green wall has kind of passed away a little bit. It got a little bit dry, unfortunately. Well, that being said, it's got some new growth on there. We're not doing too bad. Not doing too bad. This is a fern. This is like a bird's nest fern. You can see that one's not happy at all. He's still alive though, which is good. Some of these ferns need rescuing ASAP. I did have this automatic irrigation system with like individual drippers to each plant. Hasn't worked as good as I would have liked. The little fittings keep bursting off, which is extremely frustrating. But yeah, anyway. Brendan, I'm in the garden. I just thought I'd do a live in my pond, next to the pond. So anyway, thank you for watching. Brendan out. Unless there's any more questions. Any more questions for me? Thank you, Katie. What's for dinner? Kelly made a lovely chicken breast and kind of curry, pasta type of thing. And it was very lovely. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.